This is the Normal Nerds Podcast, where two very normal dudes talk about very nerdy stuff and whatever else we feel like talking about. I'm your host, Maxwell Sruzian.
And I'm your host, who's glad he's not getting magically roofied, Dave Spates.
This episode is our weekly anime recap, so sit back, relax, and welcome to the Normal Nerds Podcast. All right, Davis.
Yo!
Weekly anime recap.
Yes, it is, my friend. Pumped. Good
long
week.
form podcast.
Yes, the long portion. It is cut into clips for several segments. So go check out the YouTube there. I've put
I was thinking this week we should do a Witch Watch one.
Okay.
And then title it Witch Watch, a must watch.
Okay, sounds good. I like that. That's fair. To do that, we gotta make the Witch Watch segment high quality content then.
We will, because it was a phenomenal episode. We'll get there when we get there. Honestly, Witch Watch is like...
It's pretty good.
Witch Watch... Witch Watch and Yaiba and My Hero Vigilante, those are definitely the stars of this season.
Yes. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that.
So let's get into the one that we have first, because I was like, maybe we should change our order, because we're going to get into, but let's keep it because it's just easier. It's already on my phone in this order, so...
It'll be easier. Yeah, that's fine.
Just easier this way.
Fine.
And we have timestamps, so if you just want to skip to certain reviews of certain episodes, you can.
Yep, check the description.
So, let's move on to Fire Force Season
3.
Episode 4.
Yes, indeedy.
This season sucks.
Right.
This season sucks.
Nothing's happening.
They're
doing nothing.
This is a terrible episode.
This is so boring.
It was
The entire time
super
it's like,
boring.
She's like magnet, and it's just a bunch of metal crap.
Also, what a dumb power.
I know.
It was like, so wait, she has gold, but gold doesn't have is not magnetic. Unless she heats it up, then it is magnetic. And I was like, so anyone can have this ability?
I guess. Yeah. What she really control? Why not just have her have the same power as the lieutenant? The one that he heats up the metal and the bullets and all this shit. Just let him have the same exact power. It was
well, because they had to come up with like some BS thing. I'm assuming this is in the manga, but they had to come up with some like BS thing. And all I'm thinking is like, remember the scene where there's like good parts of this episode, and like as like funny stuff, like their belts all falling, like taking their belts off, funny, whatever. But like the scene where they figure out her power, and they're like, oh, we'll have to get iron over it because that will block the magnetic, or whatever. Regardless, so they take all their belts off, so they have nothing else metal on. They even say that.
Yes.
They even say that, and they're like, now what do we do? How do we stop her? Blah blah. It's like, I don't know. The one girl's distracting her. How about Maki just fucking suplexes her?
Yeah, why not?
Like she's done that before.
Got the power to do it. But
yeah,
it's so. This whole episode was just like them showcasing how I guess the rest of Squad 8 or Company 8 can function without Shinra and Captain Obi and Arthur to like pop in at the end there. Like,
no, that was stupid.
That's all that was for. And I'm just
it just felt like it didn't have any weight to it.
Like the Lichten Vulcan figuring out what her power was, that should have been done in, because this is how I would recase this entire scenario. Lichten, they should have just this whole fight should have been 2 minutes long. Licht and Vulcan should have like figured out her power almost instantly. They could have had the cool scenes with Licht and all that stuff too. Like I really liked the scene where he's like, I'm the science guy of Company 8 and had all the equations and crap behind him. I was like, that was really cool. That was really good. Should have been in like a 2-minute clip though, and they should have done all this nonsense.
Yeah, this fight could have been. So this fight has taken.
This fight could have been an email.
2 episodes. This fight could have been an email. Yeah. This fight has taken 2 episodes, and it in reality should have been a half episode. Yeah. And like. First of all, I didn't really care for the fight the entire time, and then like it was just supposed to be like funny when they're Tamaki, where they turned her butt.
Tamaki,
thank you.
Yes.
When they turned her butt into like a furnace, pretty much.
That was cool. Yeah, funny,
It was funny stuff there and happened, but it was just like, and then when it ended, and then the other guy's like, I can't believe they took her out. First of all, it's pretty cool that they didn't kill her.
Yeah, it shot
that was
right
cool.
in the head. Yeah.
But like when it ended, and it's like, oh, they figured, they stopped her. Now it's my turn.
And there's
I was like, no! I was like...
You're all gonna fight, really?
I was like, are we really doing this?
And there's a bigger bad behind them.
I know.
This dragon dude.
Well, like, yeah, well, I think Arthur came in, I don't know. Like,
and did something, because we demonstrated that the rest of the company can do something without its heavy hitters. Now then Arthur can come back finally.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
yeah.
It was funny seeing his leg scene with the arrow. That was hilarious and all that stuff.
That's the only thing that this episode did, was like, it did still funny things, but like beyond that, I was just like, what a waste of my time.
It was a tired nonsense episode. It focused on Shinra and Joker and Captain Obi once.
Yeah, the only crazy thing in this entire episode was Captain Obi actually getting the bug in him.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you think that actually happened?
No,
Or do you think he's muscular?
I was thinking the same exact thing. Some bullshit. It's like, I flexed my abs so hard the bug couldn't get through.
I'm thinking that too.
I think that's what it's gonna be. Yeah,
be cool though.
That'd be sick. Yeah, it'd be so good.
Obi is losing it though, and the only factor, maybe he does get one in him, and he maybe does become the next pillar. Because now I'm thinking is like, there's the scene in the opening of him breaking those chains, and I'm like, if you can do this, I'm going to need a pretty good reason why you didn't.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because at one point, it looked like, your unit there was getting pretty wrecked.
Yeah.
By the dumb magnet, I don't know. So,
magnet now.
Remember I said, I was like, this better be like, make sense. And it was just stupid. It's like, wait, anybody can do this.
Yeah, anyone just heat the shit up.
Wait, and first of all, if you just heat up gold, and it's just like, makes it so you can control metal, I don't know, but it was funny when they were like, to melt the iron it needs to be like 2,000 blah blah. I was like that's not hot enough to melt steel beams.
Don't let your memes be dreams. Oh my goodness, yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I did like so far this season actually. Like first episode very good for a returning first episode, and then the second one was just like okay, because that's what you expected in the second episode, and then the third one I was more positive on it because I was like, oh, it's fine.
It's a long side.
And then this one I was like, Davis was completely right.
Woo! I'm gonna clip that part. Are you 100% sure this is only 12 episodes this year, 13 episodes this season?
13.
This is a waste of time right now. Like
it might be like
split season thing.
It might have been a split season.
Yeah, okay.
Core 1 was 13 episodes.
Because that would make more sense. Because that, honestly, if that is the case, that's going to stay more in line with the formula they had for season 2, which was absolute nonsense for a lot of it, and then good stuff.
Yeah, the only thing... That's true. That's very true. That's actually a great point, because I didn't care about that stupid infernal demon at all in season 2. That's a good point. Yeah, but the only thing that annoyed me about this one, it's like, this is supposed to be like pretty epic, and it's just like these like like her power wasn't even cool.
No.
If she had like a cool power, like, ooh.
Yeah.
And like just the fighting was just like not like Fire Force level fighting.
No, absolutely not. Didn't even let Tamaki do her like. I did
her ball thing was cool.
I did like that a lot. I think it's lost in the anime sometimes. I knew it wasn't gonna work, but like it really annoys me because sometimes there are sometimes just like this is one thing I'll give Gear 5 is that sometimes I just like it when a big attack or a big person actually can slam something down and be effective because there's so many times in the anime where bigger isn't better.
Yeah.
It's like Elden Ring level logic or Souls level logic. It's like, oh, giant boss, no problem. Oh no, a tiny boss, die! I'm gonna run out.
Yeah.
It's like that's anime logic. Is that like if you're big, you're just gonna get taken down by the small cool guy. Yeah, it's great. But sometimes
it's a spirit bomb.
Yeah, this is a spirit bomb, which is really cool. But like in this case, I'm just like, okay, why couldn't that just work?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Here's the thing:
for her character.
If I knew, it would have been great for her character and Vulcan.
And Vulcan, yeah.
And if I knew that those other two guys were gonna like take turns, and then there was gonna be another guy behind them, it would have made more sense that it fucking worked.
I know.
Instead, it's like, oh, we're like resistant to fire. I was like, what?
Okay.
How is this even possible?
How? Explain. Also, the thing that annoys me too with this is that while Gold was an absolute waste of time, they animate like some of the shots they had for the wind guy made him look cool.
Yeah, his ability was actually cool.
It was actually good. Like there was a moment where he came out of the wind and they didn't color his face in, just that darknarkness.
Yeah, his ability was actually cool.
Yeah,
like it was actually.
I look at that, and they explained it in 2 seconds.
I know. And then Arthur just came and wrecked him.
Oh yeah, that was good.
But yeah, and it's like, and then they bring in like Vulcan's girlfriend there, who's like,
great, good job.
Like I have magnetic leg things.
I remembered she had some like weird crap.
No, she did, but like it was just like they were trying to do something, it just wasn't working. One great line was when he's like, "Do you think we care if our pants are down?" He's like, "We have a calendar that we do. New calendar." She's like, "What?" He's like, "There's no way that sells well." He's like, "It sells incredible."
Yeah,
the comedy was good in this.
The comedy was Fire Force's comedy really well, especially with that group. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, this is just you got there's just so much wasted screen time right now. I'm just like,
it was like I said, like at the start of this, it was like there's an entire sequence of them setting up this very convoluted plan when they simply like they had her distracted, and so their magnetic thing going on. Everyone else could have jumped in, and Maki could have just clocked her in the face.
Exactly. And we're done. Maki with her cat cowling thing, and she picked up from last season where she was full cat. Like, why not just do that?
No,
not Maki. I'm sorry, that was Tom.
No, Maki could just literally just gorilla punch her in the face.
Yeah, she could.
She's done it before.
We saw it at the beginning of the season, actually, where she went gorilla mode against Tamaki.
Yeah, so it's like, they're like, what do we do? It's like, that's the only thing that annoys me. It's like, okay, Obi would have been like, we can manhandle
her. Obi would just run up there. It's like, train my body every day.
Yeah. But, so far, honestly, after watching this episode, I was like, that was the first episode I watched of all the anime review.
Yeah, it comes out earliest. Well, no, I think Vigilantes comes out earliest.
Yeah, Vigilantes does, but this comes out on Fridays. But like, I was like, I watched them all today, but I was like, we'll see how the other ones go, but maybe we start like rearranging these.
I'm okay. I'd be okay with that.
Because like this does not deserve like that's been a long time since we messed that up.
Yes, that's true. We're currently I feel like we're currently watching Fire Force just cause like. They haven't caught me for any reason yet, Other than the first episode where it was like a great setup return episode, and then everything after that was like, okay, do something.
Yeah. It's just like it's a little meme.
It's like do something. I think I saw someone in the video. I'm gonna do it again. Yeah, it's like
Shinra.
Yeah, exactly.
Do something.
Do something.
But they just kept coming to Burns and like he's so silent. I was like, who cares?
I don't care. You're not doing anything with him.
But let's move on to the next anime, which honestly, if My Hero Vigilante wasn't fucking as fire as it would, this might be my anime of the season. It was my anime episode of the week for 2B Hero X episode 4.
This anime is nuts.
This anime rocks,
dude. So good,
dude. Right off the rip, the ending. They just JJK'd us.
Oh yeah.
Like way back when she's just standing there. I can't remember the girl's name from JJK who was like supposed to be like the next god figure thing or whatever. And then Toji just pops her in the head. Yeah, shoots her head. Yeah. With Moon. I was like, I literally was on the bike and I was like, oh, this is nice.
This is so nice.
Oh, that's so nice. And then also I was like, whoa! I was like, whoa!
What's going on?
I was like, did that really happen?
I don't know, because the first episode I have no idea anymore. Who knows what's going on?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. But it was so excellent. Since we're just going backwards to that episode right now. Also, she 100% friggin' castawayed herself.
I said that, remember?
Yeah, I was watching, I was like, oh, Maxwell was totally right.
Yeah, I was like, it looked like she went to an island. I was like, we hope there's like a resort or something. And then they show her and she's like trying to throw bottles. I was like, what an idiot.
You are dumb.
Also,
you're a dumb person.
This main character fucking rocks. He's Ling.
No, it's
Ling.
I don't know. It's someone Chinese, dude. I don't know. No, there's so many Asian cultures with their own. They all sound slightly similar, but super different with their languages, and it's like, can't keep track of them all, man.
But he rocks.
He is awesome. Powers once again in this world come at such a high cost. Like, holy moly. Right? Like, the fact that he couldn't just go save Moon because his fans didn't want him to, I'm just like, what if there's a burning building and your fans are just like sadistic fucks and they're just like, no, let the children.
Lin Ling.
Okay.
Yes. Or his new hero name, the Commoner.
What? You know what? I don't. It's better. It's better than Furman.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And then, I would agree with you. It's just like, first of all, why didn't they want him to save her?
I don't know.
What the fuck is wrong with them?
I don't know. It was super weird. Well, it's like it kept cutting to the three basic regular fans that he would have.
Oh yeah,
women.
Oh yeah, they were like, no, don't go back to Moon, pick me.
Exactly. I'm watching this like, you all are so stupid.
Also, the fact that if you choose to go against them, which is cool that you can do that, you lose your powers. That's very cool.
That's an interesting
Did not know that.
I liked that a lot. That was like, it was such a cool way they did it too, where it's just like it's disintegrating off of him as he's going, and it's like, ooh.
And then
so you can cast it off, which is awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. I also say God's Eye there, honestly, he's actually a great villain.
Yeah.
For this world, because like he literally just is like, hey, everybody, look how shitty this villain is, because I can pull up all this information on them.
Hero.
Oh, sorry, Hero. Yeah, look how shitty this Hero is. I can pull up into which like destroys their value, and I was like, that's actually a very useful villain ability.
Really useful skill.
Because like I don't know, how does that guy that shows up get the ability to knock out people's memories?
I don't know.
What the hell? Like,
there has to be some wild story behind that, where he just
everyone's cheering on him.
He punches them hard, he knocks their lights out, and their memories. I don't know.
Everyone's cheering him on. It's like, yeah, make that guy have amnesia. Yeah.
What was the reason that he pulled up that he was like an average fighter or some shit like that? What was the reason they lost face? I was like,
because he put metal in his like gloves that have more weight to them, so punches would hurt more.
Got it.
Which is extremely fucked up.
Yeah, that's what messed up. Well, this is a hero that punches so hard to lose your memories.
Yeah, so
kind of already messed up. But no, God's Eye was really, really good. Watching him, I was like, all right, you aren't a loser. So,
honestly, I was like, and he might be back too. Like his laugh at the end and like his like little like just like, of course I did. I was like, you might be back.
You might be back, but he might like the commenter now because the commenter, it's just him.
I don't know. The guy's nuts.
He is nuts, but he's obsessed with he's obsessed with truth.
Yeah, but then he'll come up with some stupid reason why. Because the second Lin Ling showed up, he was like, I don't even care that you're telling all the truth. Fuck you anyways. I was just like, okay.
That is true. I guess what did
he like told him the truth. Like he told everyone the truth. It was like, yep, Nice died. I took his place. I'm this person. Blah 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 blah. And he's just like, what a loser! I was like, all right.
I guess didn't Lin Ling call him like a hypocrite at the end too or something?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did because
so I guess it makes sense.
Because he thought it was Moon, but he didn't actually know where.
Oh
Moon
yeah,
was.
that's right. Yeah.
Also, the animation. So I'm very annoyed. There is an anime out right now called Super Cube.
I've seen clips of it. Yeah.
We can't watch it. We can, but I'm not paying for that one Chinese service.
No,
that has it. And I really would like to watch it because the animations. What I'm getting at is To Be Hero X is also Chinese.
Yes.
And I'm starting to realize that China does not like how big anime is in the rest of the world, and they have no part in it.
Yes.
Because the animation To Be Hero X is ridiculous.
It's really good. it was like I had a feeling this was I was ahead of the curve on this one.
This is government funded, by the way, for sure.
100%. I was ahead of the curve on this one though. This is crap before we lived together, so this is like 4 or 5 years ago now. I think I talked about this when we started talking about 2B Hero X. Fog Hill, the 5 elements, is insane. It's got a different animation style, and it's one of China's earlier like attempts at this anime thing. And it's like the first 4 episodes were on YouTube, and they were animated out like crazy, and it looks it's a punchy, fighty combat martial arts elements, fire and crap. And it was like, I want to watch all of this, but it wasn't on Crunchyroll, and I'd have to go pay for something. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that.
That's what I was like. For one, 2B Hero X is not as popular as it should be.
Yeah,
by a mile. Like nobody's talking about it.
It's really weird.
Yeah,
this is only episode 4,
and the story rocks.
Yeah,
the story is fun.
Like that's like, dude, I feel like I've gone through. Sorry to cut you off.
No.
I feel like I've gone through like already half a season's worth of like story. Right.
I feel like this episode would have been the end.
Yeah.
Of like a season.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, I don't know if so the hero with the slick backed white hair is called Hero X.
Yes.
I don't know if it's going to be him in the future. I don't know. But there was billboards of him.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that was foreshadowing. Because not everything is always real in the world.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
He's called Hero X. That I do know.
Yes. And he doesn't have the white hair. The kid doesn't have the white... Commoner doesn't have the white hair anymore.
Yeah, but I did like how he kept the white little streak.
That was a little streak. That he once was nice or something like that. That's kind of cool.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah. They played his ad there, and his ad taught him back like who he should be again. I don't know. This was great character development.
Because I think it was
the entire time. The entire time, you're just like, yeah, he's good at nice and all that stuff. But
excluding One Piece.
Yeah. And he's like, he's good at being nice and all this stuff, but like, does he really seem that happy to you the entire time you're watching? No. It's like, he seems like, enamored with it, but not really like happy with every encounter he goes through. And everyone minus like sending Moon on her way, like pretty much everyone he runs into is just like, Nemesis was like really fucked up from Nice being gone and all that stuff. So it's like, I think that really screwed with him too. I don't know. It was great character development to see him just like, I am just me. And then like the whole point of the first episode was like, anyone can be a hero in this world.
Yes.
And I want to prove that. Sort of thing.
And that's what I really enjoyed. Like this. Oh man, the animation was nuts when he was like when they were like amping him up, and then finally we did the black and white animation. It was, I was like, dang! But like even his like, manager was like, do it, like like genuinely like do it. Like,
she wanted him to win.
Yeah,
he inspired everybody there.
It was a great fight. It was awesome, and I was like, but the thing is, like, you're right. That is really, I think, what makes this show so compelling is like the character his character development alone.
He's amazing.
Like you gotta love him.
I do love him.
When they release his name as the Commoner, I hate his outfit. I'm not gonna say anything about that because I'm like,
it's a Todoroki effect. That's gym clothes.
That's exactly. Maybe that's his outfit. Maybe that's what he was just picking up mood in. But
I bet that's his outfit. I bet he's the commoner.
But I'm like, dang it! I was like, yeah, it is Todoroki. I was like, you look like Shoto, you idiot. Even without the white in your hair.
Oh my goodness!
But he's a character you can just get behind by. Yeah. So I'm wondering if he might be Hero X, and there's gonna be like a time skip.
Possibly. Yeah, I don't know.
Because that guy Hero X, it does look older.
Yeah, he does look older.
And Ling is not even like really in the opening.
No, he's not. Like Nice is like he like Nice pops up a few times, but he doesn't really pop up at all. And also like once again too with the show, there's so many characters in the opening we haven't even met yet.
I know,
like it's nuts.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like I don't know where the story's gonna go at all.
Yeah, I can't believe freaking Moon died. Maybe
again, possibly. Who knows?
I don't know. When I literally
almost dead. I don't know.
It literally, I was thinking like, I wouldn't want to do this as a thumbnail because like it's too. Spoiler, but I was really thinking like the Pam from The Office meme. I was like, tell me the difference between these pictures and the one picture from JJK where head's like getting shot off and the one where Moon's getting shot off. And it's like, they're the same thing.
Maybe outside the podcast, I'll put it in the video clip.
Yeah, sure. I should do that because honestly, like when it happened, it gave me the same reaction. I was like, whoa! I was like, whoa! Because I was like, oh, this is fantastic. Mm-hmm. I love them together. Ship them hard.
Yeah, it was like, this is so nice. This is great.
Oh my god, it's fantastic. And then I was like,
oh no! Yeah, dude, I was sitting out back drinking coffee this morning watching it, and I think I looked away to like I thought the episode was over, so I was looking away. It's like such a nice morning, and I hear the shot. It's like, whoa, what had just happened? Back.
Yeah, and there was a guy there. So
I'm very I don't know if the episode if the episode starts and it's just like all back to hunky dory. I'm like, what's going on with this show?
It's gonna be very, very interesting.
And she got hit in the head again. Like, is how she died last time?
It was foreshadowing. Remember when she was in her bed with like?
I think that was just foreshadowing.
I don't know what that was.
Maybe it's like a premonition sort of thing. Then the To Be Hero X Hero X in the backboard with the billboard thing. Like I think it's like maybe some sort of like precognition thing.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know either.
We'll find out.
It's so cool.
It's a very good show.
Great show. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next show. My Hero Vigilantes episode 3.
I love this show.
I love this show.
The opening, everything about this show is fire. The opening, all the characters. There's nothing wrong with the show. There's not a single thing wrong with this show.
Just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I was totally right that she was painting on her little thing.
Yes. That's very interesting too, because we saw her face. It's completely normal.
It's just her face.
Yeah. I was hoping she was in college. I'm hoping that is a special outfit she wears in college.
You know that's a high school outfit.
I know.
You know.
It was but it felt good finally to have all adults.
No.
For a second.
No.
Because, I can't remember his name. The Crawler. He's an adult, and Uncle Smasher's an adult, so I was like hoping, and she clearly is into him.
100%, yes.
That scene was fantastic. When he's like, well, if you need help walking. And then she was like, ooh. I thought, but it was like, is this your boyfriend? She's like, no. And he's like, oh no. And she's like, what do you mean?
What are you dating me, huh? What's going on there?
They are great together.
They are fantastic together. The entire crew is spectacular. I think that, honestly, I think my favorite parts of this episode were when they all just were busting into his apartment and then just dividing it up amongst themselves.
That was so I love that great. They have their little hideout.
Yeah.
Which I don't even know how that place exists because it's like not really an apartment, but it is. But looks like he like gets up to it by I don't know.
By crawling.
Yeah.
Maybe he gets a good deal because he's the only one to get up to it.
I do. Yeah.
The rest of them get up to it no problem. Oh, they can jump.
Well, pop step easily.
Pop step.
Well, he has a grapple hook. He showed in this episode.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I did love the one though when he first at the beginning of the episode when he first enters and he's like, "Who's this old man?" It's like really. But he's like, his TV is so small.
I know.
But the real highlight of this episode, is the Goon Squad.
I know.
Those two dudes.
They're fantastic.
Are the best.
They're so hilarious. The fact that they were doing crowd management of their own accord.
Yes.
At is it Pop Step? It's Pop Step, right?
Pop Step.
Pop Step's concert, quote unquote, impromptu show.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this. I have no words to explain how much I love this. Out of two characters that I thought were going to do nothing after their 20 seconds of fame in the show before, it's like, and it wells up in me so much that sometimes you just gotta let it out. And I was like,
and then I love it. She's like, oh, I'd love to see that. He's like, oh, now you have to say that, and you grabbed all the attention.
yeah, no.
Also, that freaking weirdo.
Yeah, what an incel.
Get that guy out of here.
Yeah, that guy was. See, guys, that's what like a real incel kind of looks like
Mm-hmm.
like this gross guy who can't talk to people. And
Short,
chubby, and then when
weird haircut,
and when he gets like a little bit, tries to take the entire pie, sort of thing.
Also, really weird that he left behind a white goop. Just want to put that
was really weird.
Didn't need that.
What's his power like normally?
I don't know.
Because like that was like a really mundane power. I was like, I just turned into like a giant eel thing.
It's gross.
But like, what do you do usually?
I don't know.
Do you just get like, I don't understand. Where like, I don't know. This is how I love my hero sometimes. Like, I don't. Okay, so with the spike guy with bootleg Wolverine, it made sense. He's got more spikes. But
maybe he turns into just like the same size fish, same size eel that he is now,
but smaller.
Like yeah.
Oh, the same size. I guess that
as he is
sense.
now, and then that just made him bigger. Which like,
that makes sense.
what a terrible power, by the way. Quirk. I mean, there's a bunch of bad quirks.
I mean, yeah. There's one guy with a spray bottle. So
yes, and then the one from My Hero, My Hero Academia, You're Next, where she literally just like causes herself pain.
Oh, that was a horrible one. Yeah, that was a horrible one. Yeah, dumb. Yeah. No. Overall, it was like that kid.
That one Pop Step song is a banger, by the way.
Oh, it's such a banger. Yeah, I love when she plays it.
Yeah,
I was actually there sitting. It's like, oh, don't cut away from it.
Yeah, P-O-P-S-T-E-B.
The chase scene though was diabolical with that kid, and
her Pop Step's power is not that bad.
Not really. No, she probably could have gone like, I don't know. She couldn't be like a top pro hero, but I think she could have gotten into like my UA or something.
Yeah,
like
they brought that up
or one of the other academies.
Someone brought it up in the beginning, a cop or something, or they were just telling a little story. They're like, oh, when Powers first started, everyone was a vigilante. Mm-hmm. And then they were like, oh, we need license, or everyone was a hero. And then we're like, oh, we need to license certain people. And I was like, I mean, honestly, her ability and Crowler's, like, I feel like there's worse abilities now.
Yes.
There's worse quirks that are literally in Class B now.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
Actually, is there?
I'm trying to think. Actually, I don't know.
I was like,
all right, let's say Class 1B. Hang on.
I actually I think I was like, I don't know.
Okay, so we have the guy that's pretty much just the hardening guy. There's the girl, the pacifist with her.
Also, how's the guy who turns everything into mud, like the ground into goop? How did that guy not make it into 1A?
I don't know. That's a great power. That's a sick power.
I get the Ivy girl because she's like a pacifist
and all that crap. Yeah, but like he should totally have been there. And his costume's still one of the best ones I've ever seen.
Yeah, like the Invisible Girl, pretty much. Like I remember she can like gleam or something like that, but really that's all she.
She should never have been there.
No,
she was so stupid. She was there.
Yeah.
They put her in there for story reasons only.
Yes,
because she's naked the entire time. It's like, get out of here.
How's Grape Juice in the same class as her?
Because we have to go over this. Because grape juice?
No, not his power. I'm just saying, how is he handling being around a naked girl the entire time?
He's just invisible.
Yeah. That'd be terrible, honestly.
That'd be yeah.
I would hate that.
This is how dumb grape juice is. I would just bring a bag of flour to class every day.
That's true. Yeah, why did you just do that?
No.
I guess he'd be expelled probably eventually. But
he hasn't expelled already.
Yeah, I think we'd have to look detailed on Class 1B, but they actually, you know what? Because honestly, I'm not really.
The magnet kid sucked.
What's the magnet?
Oh no, it's not a magnet. It's the electricity. Maybe he doesn't suck. There's a kid who's literally just like, I think his head's a magnet. But he does electricity shit.
Now I really think it pops up. All she does is just balance. She can get away from stuff.
Okay, but if All Might's master power was just float.
Yeah, but then,
let's disconnect because I think All Might's master was a hero before all that.
That's true.
So like, her power kind of blows without the power of All for One or One for All.
It does.
Which
is honestly, it's kind of just like close to Pop Step's
actually
power.
blows with One for All. How did she use that? This is one of those things.
She's really strong.
Okay, explain to me when. Okay, she floats.
Yes.
You amplify that power. Explain that to me
because she was strong. That's all I'm saying. It's like that's why it worked. It's like Pop Step isn't strong.
I guess I agree with that. I think
like All Might's master was jacked.
I guess so, yeah. But there's
Listen,
a strength. I'm just saying. I think that's one of those plot armor ish.
No, it's kind of It's not. It's like there's certain heroes that's like kind of like works for them.
Yes, because
it's not
Mirio exists. Yeah.
I mean, who's Mirio?
Lemillion.
Yeah, and also like the tail kid. Like, yeah, I guess he uses tail, but he's like
so he shouldn't be there.
He's kung fu. And then you really think about it, Night. She's dead now, but Night.
Not Night Eye. Is it Night Eye?
No,
Night Eye is dead.
Nightshade or whatever.
She's gonna be in this.
The sexy lady, yeah.
Yeah.
Midnight. Midnight, yeah. She can make people like fall in love with her, but like
pass out.
But she can still fight.
Yeah. Yes.
She has to have the ability to fight.
Yes.
So it's like
I could see application with that than with Pop Step stuff. Like
yeah, but that's why I think that's when now I'm looking at the difference is like I don't think Pop Step can fight.
No, she can't fight. But given like yes,
she seems weak as
I agree. But I would say if she was given any kind of training, actually the Kung Fu Power kid, she would be able to do something.
Oh, absolutely. And now that I think about it, this whole show of Vigilante actually shows you that fighting is like one of the more important things because Knuckle Smasher's whole thing is like I know how to fight.
I just punch people.
Yeah, comparatively to like levels of things. That's what one thing I really did like about this episode is first of all that B girl sucks. Her power's great power.
Her power's gonna be disgusting.
Yeah.
By the way, that's gonna be a beehive under that eye.
I know it's gonna be gross, but honestly, what a great quirk.
That was a great quirk. Oh my God, it was so good. Although she takes damage when you kill the bees, so like that's
true. But she could heal so many people.
Heals many people?
Yeah, there's probably like magic medicine. That could
sure, Recovery Girl exists.
Yeah, I mean, she could also deliver medicine to like thousands of people that need it.
She could have, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm saying I'm pointing out how the quirk is good.
Theoretically, yes, yeah.
And honestly, for an evil use, the quirk is phenomenal. Also.
It is a good, yeah.
But I was glad that they had the heroes come in. Mm-hmm. I thought that was cool.
I thought it was fun, and they just cleaned up everything.
Best Genius though, did you notice how they de-aged him a little bit? He looked cool.
He looked cool. Nice.
I like how they de-aged him a little bit.
And we got classic Endeavor there with the beard and everything. Still, it's like nice, and All Might doing his thing.
There was somebody that like showed me. Oh yeah, because Ida's brother's in this, so I guess Ida's
assholes. They're gonna make us like him so much. He's crippled in the show, in the main show.
I know.
They're gonna make us love Ingenium. I remember that when I saw because they had him pop up at one point, and I was like, no, please don't do this to us. Mm-hmm. It was already sad enough with Ida. When we had to see his brother.
How old do you think Ida is right now in the show?
I don't even know if Deku's born yet, so I'm gonna say.
Well, I mean, like Ida, he can't be that much young. I mean, he's got to be like he could be like 5.
I guess I could be young, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, sure, maybe, yeah.
What's what's his brother's name again?
I guess All Might is in this right now.
What's his brother's name again?
Ingenium.
Because Ingenium. I mean, like, he's not that much older than Ida in, like, the regular show.
No, I guess he can't be, yeah.
So, I'm assuming Ida's, like, at least, like, 5 to 8.
Wasn't he a pro hero when Ida was a kid?
Yeah.
So, I guess Ida could be, like,
I'm like 5 to 8 or something like that.
Probably,
so, which is very interesting. That really changed. I was like, when he became so present, I was like, oh.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's
this changes the timeline, I thought.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, but they're going to make us love that kid.
Oh, absolutely. Seems like the nicest guy ever. He already seemed like the nicest guy ever in regular. And now we get to see him in action. And he's going to be cool as shit.
He's going to be
he's going to do some super cool stuff.
I know. Oh, it's going to suck. Oh, this show.
Yeah. And then, like, the B girl was taking that, like, incel kid. I don't know where she's doing with that.
Yeah, I don't know where she's going to go with him.
And she also has that super creepy line where he was like, I don't know where my friends are. She's like, yo, you need all the friends you have here. I was like, ugh. Also, when they show up to the cafe and Knuckle Smasher's like, what's up? I was like, I love this guy.
Knuckle Smasher rules. Like, he was in full costume, too, just to get coffee.
Oh, no, he knew what they were doing.
Do you know what they were doing?
Yeah.
You think so? Yeah. I thought he was just there.
He knew.
Okay, all right, fair enough, yeah. Fair enough. Okay. I did not pick up on
They try to be secretive in their own little small apartment that literally everyone like.
Yeah, but that works in anime.
That doesn't work.
If you whisper in anime when the guy's right next to you, they don't hear you.
I did love when he was like, put some hair in your chest because he's smoking. Also, smoking is very prevalent in this
it's
show.
Japan.
That's true. Like Japan the one detective guy.
Foreigners love smoking.
Yeah,
the other countries didn't have the
it's pretty much just America
commercials.
That is like
we're the anti-smoke. Yeah, I always remember when I did
America and Canada are like they don't smoke.
I did a conference when I was in college where like there was really my first taste of Europeans pretty much when they it was we did do a United Nations thing, and a bunch of Europeans came from across the Atlantic, and they were all there, like across country. They were like chain smokers, like crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, a young college American who's just like, oh, smoking's bad. You can't be doing this.
Yeah.
And I'm watching them go nuts. It's like, maybe not everyone thinks like we do.
No, literally not. Especially Asian places
They
are
love smoking.
ripping cigs.
They love smoking.
Jealous. But
You would not. Yeah, you'd be having a little trouble there.
yes. But the one, yeah. Why aren't they all having strokes?
Probably their genetics.
Yeah.
Or they are, and they're just like, meh.
Move on.
A spot opened up. Someone new for the workforce
Yeah.
now.
Someone animate this now.
I died a chain smoker, got reincarnated into another world.
Great. Someone's gonna see that and be like, oh no, they're isekai or isekai, whatever. But this episode was very, very, very good. I think this show, oh man.
It's tough. It's up there for me right now.
Obviously, Solo Leveling is going to win Anime of the Year right now out of what we've seen so far. One Punch Man is still coming out.
Yeah.
But this might be my second favorite show of the season. Of the year so far. We'll see how it ends. But
yeah, we'll see. I also got this. Yeah, yes, I agree. We'll see how 2B Hero X ends too.
That's true. 2B Hero X is very good.
That
too.
one's like, I love this one because it's my hero and it feels great to be back in this world. But
the characters are
and the characters are amazing.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But 2B Hero currently has that. I'm like so insanely interested in the story.
Yeah, it is very fresh
like,
too.
Yeah,
it's very fresh, which we don't always require on this podcast, but it does feel nice. I will say, like you said, they're a little dynamic of all living together. We're gonna get backstories that are gonna crush all of us because there's no parents anywhere.
No, there's not.
And there's guaranteed Knuckle Smasher has kids.
Yeah, or had kids.
I think he has kids that don't want anything to do with him.
Yeah, it could be.
Or had one that died. I don't know. My hero can get dark.
Yeah, they can get really dark, yeah. But, and then they'll get really funny with what you just said, like, enjoy the smoking and put a hair on your chest to pop step. It's like, I don't want that. And then she's like, I'm going to step outside now.
I got to remember the main character's name, but she's like,
Crawler.
Do something. Well, I like to say Crawler.
Crawler?
Because that's what
Isn't it Crueler? Is his other name? It's Crueler.
I think it's Crawler.
No, it's Crueler.
Or Crueler, whatever.
Crueler is the messed
Crueler.
Up.
Yeah, I just love that. Those two guys. First of all, those two guys are just like, if our podcast ever blows up, please share and subscribe and like and put in comments. If it ever blows up, everyone's, I think a huge trend that everyone will know is something that we absolutely love is like on Good Mythical Morning, when they do gut checks, they always pick peanut butter stuff.
Okay.
And our thing is if someone's like read a manga of an anime we're about to watch and they're going to be like, oh, Max and Davis are going to love this one because there's a goon squad.
Yeah.
And like in the way we like to use it.
Yes, in the correct way.
Correct way.
Screw you, Gen Z.
Because we love those guys. We like, right when those guys were like, listen, it's all about making her happy and blah, blah, blah. I was like, right when it cut to them, just showing them like dancing, I was like, yes.
They're peak, like, no, these types of characters are peak comedy every single time. Same thing in Spy X Family. It's
with Damien and the Goons. Damien and the Goons.
Oh, they're amazing. They're amazing.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, they can't take Goon because we call them Damien and the Goons.
Yeah, exactly.
Which will be taglined one day.
Yes, we were
when
there
our
first.
podcast is huge.
Yes, we were there first. Screw you, Gen Z.
Yeah. You're right. I mean, those kids are the best. Yeah, these guys are just, the guy has a stupid fedora the thing going on. Not fedora, whatever, pompadour haircut. And he's just like, with a semi-cool ability, honestly.
Yeah, pretty decent.
He's Cyclops.
One. Yeah, pretty decent.
He could be a hero.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it's a great show.
Couldn't they both be? What was it? He had another. This other guy had a decent power too. They were fighting.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was.
Neither do I.
But anyways, we should probably move on. Very good episode. Let's move on to Lazarus, episode 4.
All right. So this show, okay, I'm very jaded after last episode and all of their like woke nonsense. So I don't know if I was looking too hard into this episode. This episode was just a lot of not a lot of comedy, but a lot of like punchy, fighty sort of storyline. Not really anything to it again, which is fine for early episodes, I guess. But I'm just like, when they had the blonde kid dress up as a lady, and like there's another thing when the blonde lady was girl bossing pretty hard.
The finance bros were openly like into like.
Yeah, that too. I'm just like I was
he
trying
literally
to
said
take
he's
myself,
like women can't think. I was like,
I was trying very hard to take myself out of like my usual mindset of just like I don't want to touch any of this crap. Get away from me. But like I was having trouble doing it.
I took myself out of it pretty well to realize that the plot of this episode was dumb.
Right?
Again,
Yeah.
It's honestly, here's what this show is. And so, guys, here's our lead that we got at the end of the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
Let's pursue it in a way that really doesn't make any sense.
No.
And at the end of it, we don't really learn anything at all.
No.
But we got a new lead
Yes.
that we're going to pursue.
We're gonna keep chasing the
Because, like,
leads.
this doesn't make any sense. So, anyways, so they realize there's a hacker, 909 or no 9 or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's connected to the stockbroker guy, Sam. Thank God he had an easy name. Or Samson. Or Sam. It was Sam. And so they're like, we have to talk to that guy so we can get connected to the hacker guy. Mm-hmm. Now, that all makes sense.
Okay.
However, hacker girl there realizes that the hacker is moving.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they don't point out, they find his location, but they don't let the entire team know. It's like, oh, heads up, the hacker's at the same location you are.
Yeah.
She figures this out like halfway through the episode.
Well, it's because I think that was because that actually that kind of made a little sense because the camera feed she had was from 30 minutes prior to
What camera feed are you talking about?
I'm talking about all the camera feeds from all the way to the point where the guy got on the helicopter.
Regardless of the helicopter,
was 30 minutes
they literally
before people entered into the.
They find the dot of like the location he's at, and she's like, "Oh, he's in the Babylonian area," which is a great name for.
Yeah, that was 30 minutes prior to the events of the show starting. I think.
No, because they literally wire in. And they go, "What's his name is the hacker."
Yes, because they got the camera feed, which was 30 minutes before, and they finished resolving it. So it was
what?
Yeah, the camera feed was 30 minutes earlier, and they were
30 minutes earlier.
They were chasing it. Timeline doesn't make a lot of sense. Yes, I agree with you, but like the point was the video they had was not live at all. It was old video, and they were trying to figure out who was on the camera. That's why they did.
I'm not talking about
like,
regardless of like who they know who it is.
Okay,
they definitely know he's there. That's what confused me is like they know he's there. They literally they find his location even if they didn't tell the team once. They're like the hacker is there.
I'm trying to remember.
They
said it was in an area close to them. They never said he was in the club.
Regardless, they should have been like, it makes no sense that they were like, fuck that guy. We know where the hacker is. Like, that's the whole point of talking to that guy was to find the goddamn hacker.
Yes, I agree. I agree with ditching the finance bro.
It just seemed like all the information.
They didn't know who the hacker. They didn't know where he was or who he was.
They knew where he was. They had a dot. They had a dot literally where he was.
That dot was time stamped from 30 minutes earlier.
Even if it was 30 minutes, they never relayed it once.
Yeah, I agree. They never communicated that at all to the team in any way.
That's what I'm saying. That's dumb.
They didn't know it was the DJ kid. They didn't know that he was in the club.
Once again, regardless of the DJ kid, they should have been like, "We know where the hacker is." Like,
but they didn't know where the hacker. Well, how
they didn't know where he was.
They knew where he had been, but they didn't know where he was currently. They didn't know he was in the club.
30 minutes or not, they should have.
They didn't know, but they didn't know he was in the club.
Yeah, I'm saying they should have been like, "The hacker's near. We found where the hacker is. He's in the area somewhere." First of all, I'm pretty sure they knew he was in the club. That dot was pretty accurate.
The dot was not in the club. The dot was in a different. No, because they helicoptered to the club, so it was in a different city area.
Oh, the helicopter. Oh,
yes.
So I didn't think
that's
about
where
that.
they got the. That's where they did that. Like the hacker, the hacker nonsense of like, oh, look at this image near the helicopter. I'll put it through like a filter and resolve it.
The helicopter. That makes more sense.
Yes.
Yeah, that does make more sense. That makes more sense. Mm-hmm. That kind of saves the episode a little bit.
Yes.
Still, the plot overall is just like...
the plot overall was just like... I was not entertained the entire time. It was just like so much punchy, fighty. The whole tattoo nonsense that led to nothing. Like, remember he I'm going to go steal his tattoo off this guy, and then they instantly knew that he stole his tattoo. And
also with like them like hacking and finding the hacker... Here's a good example of one of those kind of things. Why the hacking and finding the hacker was like they just shouldn't have had that in this episode.
I agree with that
because like it's like okay, so if you can do this, what the hell was the point of the other plan?
Yeah.
Why did you do this?
Yeah.
If you could have done this the entire time.
Yeah. Why are we sending a team
like,
into danger here?
The second, even if it's a 30-minute delay, the second they're like, oh, we have the hacker. Like we think we have the hacker figured out. Don't do anything yet.
Yeah. Just hang out.
Like we don't want to cause a scene.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like not even based on the area. It's just like guys, we don't want to get you in trouble or something.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't go into danger.
There's and then also, what was their plan? Like they just beat the crap out of the guy and then chase a helicopter. And they're like, "Where's Dr. Skinner?" And they're like, "We know nothing about that." And I was like, ugh. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I stole files from this lab. And it's just like, it's a big, like, here's a little piece. I feel like last episode and this episode should have been one episode.
Yes, I agree with that.
Because last episode would have made way more sense if it happened a lot faster, and they cut out certain parts of it.
I'd agree with that. Yeah. Also, too, in that vein, that whole vein thing, that it was like, oh crap, I had a good idea here. Very convenient that he just like had the thumb drive on him too for all this nonsense, and I'm just like, okay, cool. Also, you're in water. That definitely got damaged.
Also, I love that he's like, it's fine. You guys will drown. And I was like, why would they drown?
Why on earth would they drown?
I can understand if there's like crash in the middle of the ocean, but lo and behold, they didn't.
They didn't. Really weird. Also, like, yeah, it was a slow moving river.
Also, yeah, I know. It also. So evidently, that guy's a hacker. Not as good as our girl, who's one of the best in the world out of the 4 that exist, and it's impossible to hack the helicopter.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, but kicking it makes it work. If you just hit the computer hard enough, then it does what you want.
I was like, the second, like, why was it? The only thing is, like, you could have made it out to be like it was just by having Axel be like, "Can you hack this helicopter?" And she's like, "That's impossible." Which I've been like, that doesn't really. Seems like you could do a lot of things.
Yeah, it doesn't really track, but okay.
Seems like you just like you literally like tracked this guy.
Yeah, really easily
by using worldwide bank systems.
Yeah,
but you can't hack
barely an inconvenience.
Yeah, barely.
But the helicopter, no.
Right when I saw it was like AI, I was like, what?
Yeah, just break into it. That's so stupid. Also, your point, they're definitely gonna make Skinner a good guy. The opening, what was it? It's some dumb kid talking, and like,
yes,
I don't remember the exact wording, but all the wording, like, the wording in this opening, like, shifted and pointed towards Dr. Skinner possibly being a good guy.
He's gonna be a good guy.
He's gonna be a good guy.
He's gonna be a good guy.
This is so stupid.
This is written by those DI hire writers who can't write.
Yeah, who can't.
They
seriously.
can't
this
write.
Is really bad writing.
It's not good. It's just like, even like what makes no sense. Here's another thing that makes no sense. Is okay. The DJ liked the way of how the boy who dressed as a girl looked. Yes. By the way, who looked ridiculous and just first of all looked like a child.
Yes.
But anyways, which we don't find out till later. And then the guy who runs the club is like, "Oh, didn't know you were into that kind of stuff. Weird taste." Then why was she picked?
Yeah.
Why did she look like none of the other girls?
That's an excellent point.
Why was she picked?
They went out of their way.
Just so you could have the joke of Axel being like, "Guess he's prettier than you."
Yes.
There's no reason she was picked. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Because the rest...
That's a good point.
So it's nothing like the rest of the girls.
No.
And the guys even say they like the sluts.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Oh, the beginning of this episode where there was like... It was bad writing. It was like on the nose, like, oh, this finance bro guy, I bet he likes having like flashy women around him all the time and like blah blah blah. It's like don't judge a book by its cover and all that stuff. And they pull up his Instagram and he's like that, and they all go like cringy. And it's like, what woke nonsense person wrote this? Like,
yeah, and also just like the whole storyline is so aggressively over the top. Is that this douchey finance bro? His whole setup system is that he gets all these girls date raped with a date rape drug, and I was like, you didn't even need to do that.
No,
that literally did not need to be in the story.
Not at all.
You could have just been like, he finally thinks he's gonna like sleep with the main girl, and she's like, just kidding.
But how else would she girl boss against him though?
I mean, she could have just still fought him.
She could have. But now.
But that showed that she's a whore who takes party drugs and is used to them.
Dude, how polluted must her body be if she's just like throwing off roofies like it's nothing?
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
Like,
but it's an unnecessary written thing because
2 episodes a week that pretty much have to deal with roofies. That's funny.
Oh, what was the other one?
Witch Watch.
Yeah.
Technically, yeah. Or on some level, you know.
Way funnier.
Yeah, way funnier.
But like, this is like, but I was thinking about that watching it. I was like, why is this storyline added into here? Because this is unnecessary because, we don't need to have this guy be an intense, horrible, awful villain because he's only going to be in the show for like
1 episode,
like 5 more minutes.
But they needed a real reason to arrest him at the end to make sure that, like, even though that's
the
not
reason
the reason
was insider trading.
Him. Yeah,
it was insider trading.
This show is started out decent with a good, cool concept, and it's slowly just like I'm just watching it spin. Like the concept of the story, great idea, sort of thing. Now I'm just watching it spin out into nonsense.
Yeah, I just imagine in the writing room, like nobody was like, and they're like, and then and then like a punch bowl will come in, and then it's like, would it really be like a date rape drug? Yeah. And what it is like all the guys just have their way with these poor sluts who get date raped, and then like not one person was like, why? Wait, well, hold on, let's back it up for a second. Why did your brain think of that? Yeah. That seems like doesn't add anything to the story at all.
No.
Anyway. Yeah. Well, it makes everyone realize how awful and shitty these super finance bros are. It's like, I mean, we already like really don't like them. They seem like they're super wealthy people in a like a cyberpunk edge world, and he already does insider trading with like a drug that can kill people.
That alone,
I'm pretty sure, and he just seems like a dick. So we don't really need any more than this.
Like that's one of those ones where you're in that room. It's like, all right, let's do an exercise here. Like, let's remove that punch bowl scene. What? So like now, what does the character look like? So still bad, right? Yep. Still like, but they just have, I don't know.
Also, the whole thing with the DJ where he's like, I'm more attracted to you because you're more whatever, blah blah blah, timid, and I'm not really into the sluts. And I'm like, why?
What is this?
This character better come back because you just gave him character development for no reason.
For no reason.
We didn't even need it.
No, just show he's a bad guy.
But that one made him seem like less of a bad guy because he's not into the sluts.
Not into sluts, but he's into like defiling virgins, essentially.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like that's what they were going for.
Who look like children.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yes.
And they told and then no, they 100%. That was 100% supposed to make him look bad because then after that he has like the butler guard thing go like, don't let her leave.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right.
And I'm just like,
and he's like, I make all the music with AI.
And also like, yeah, it's so fucking stupid. It's so dumb. And also with this, it's like, guys, if your story's not good, you're not. We talked about this before too. Your animation can be fan-friggin-tastic, but if your story sucks, even if I'm not even saying like it has to be knock your socks off to be Hero X level story. That's guys just like wrapped up right now. Like just good story writing, then the anime can do well. But I'm not like your animation isn't that good for me to be watching it. Like this is one of the better animated episodes too, and I'm just like. The entire time I'm watching, I'm just like, I'm not really having fun doing this.
Yeah,
right
and
now.
this is like,
so it's like you guys are missing the point. So I don't know. Another episode. We said 2.
Yeah,
I'll possibly drop it. I don't know.
I wasn't enjoying it. So
this episode right here, I was like, meh.
Let's move on. Let's move on to an anime we do enjoy. Yaiba, Legendary Samurai, episode 4.
Fantastic.
This show fucking
This
rocks.
show is so good. Onimaru's a really bad guy.
Yeah.
And it all escalated so quickly.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, this went from two school rivals in their kendo fighting to, he's a full-on demon who's taking over Japan.
Like, crap.
And I love it.
Yeah, I think it's great. Yeah, when he walked in there and just took over everything, I was like, huh. Well, and then immediately had them start building like a statue of his skull and crap. I'm just like, oh my goodness.
I did like the explanation is that the sword would cause someone to be like that.
Be evil and stuff, yeah. Because it does seem like very out of character for Onimaru, the first guy we ever met. He was smug as all get out and thought he was better than everybody, but he didn't want to engage with Yaiba because he thought he was gonna kick his ass sort of thing. And now it's like, now I'm gonna repress everybody.
Yeah. And I'm also like wondering how prevalent Oni are in the world. Because I did like when the prime minister was like, he's like, oh no, it's an Oni. And I was that's kind of cool. That shows that like they knew. They know what's going on, sort of thing. Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah. Also, when he just like blew up the ceiling, I was like, you're all fucked.
Yeah, you're all in trouble. He's got magic.
Yeah. However, the star of my favorite part of this episode by a mile was when the two ogres revealed themselves. Yep. And I can't remember their names because they were asked. The one is like Zabapapo and Sayaka and Yaiba were just like
laughing, making fun of their names. Oh my goodness. I was like, they were so mad at them too, and then they just didn't care. And then Yaiba turned into an ability, like the entire time just like throwing his opponents off because he was laughing so hard.
Yeah, the master there was like, he's like, it's just to throw him off. I was like, I love this show.
The show's
I'm gonna say is like, we're gonna which watches after this and which watch. I'm so glad we picked up.
Yeah, which watch?
That show fucking rocks. But old school comedy in anime like One Piece, Naruto, Yaiba, like it just
so much fun.
So funny.
Yeah, it's
also what a great little character story of the frog dude.
Yeah,
turning around
there. Yeah, after the the old man master there, I can't remember his name, Miyamoto, saves his life from Yaiba's Thunder God form, just ripped him to shreds. They had no shot there for a second.
That form is so strong.
That form is nuts.
Also, I did not know the Crystal Cook could just come out.
Very interesting. Very interesting little bit. Good.
I do like that you need the 2 pieces.
Yes. Interesting little point. It might be a way to take down Onimaru. Just flick that bad boy out of there.
What if Onimaru becomes good at the end?
Possibly, yeah.
When he
maybe
loses the sword eventually.
Yeah, maybe he's himself again.
Oh, that'd be actually so cool if at the end he becomes himself again, and then they just have a regular kendo fight.
That'd be kind of fun, yeah.
That'd be so.
That'd be kind of fun, yeah. Because you'd see his fighting spirit come back there. Because it
Yeah.
does. I do think they are just rivals.
His outfit is ridiculous. Onimaru's.
I think it's dope.
Oh, I meant it's like it's ridiculous. I was not seeing it coming.
Oh no! Yeah, he just walks in there with a skull general outfit.
Like,
oh my god!
I was like, wow, you really amped yourself. Now you got an ogre army, which I'm so glad that there's 8 of them. We've only seen 2, which means there's gonna be more. And honestly, I thought they were gonna be these menacing, awful things. Mm-hmm. They're old school, just like. Look at these dumb fucking things. There's going to be one that's like 1 or 2
that's probably strong. Yes,
very menacing.
But Frog and Snake got lucky finding them, in my opinion. Like they're just like they're probably the ones like funny. Go that way, figure it out. The snake thing was very funny. I think, I don't know. It's either the scene where they're laughing at the names or when Yaiba starts spinning the sword and is just chasing the ogres around. That might be my
And you're watching
part.
all the trees fall.
That might be my favorite part of the episode.
I just love Yaiba's face when he figures out like he can use it while spinning.
Ooh!
He's like, yeah, this is one of those shows where he does stuff. Like Yaiba is a great character.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Yaiba deserves to be like tossed up there like as old school main protagonist, like golden characters.
Yes,
like he's fantastic. I love when he's like, fun. I love when he's like, he's on our side now, and he's like, what are you gonna do with him? He's like, eat him, obviously.
Maybe.
And then he's like, get out of here. Oh, I'll actually eat you.
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, it shows Yaiba's got a lot of character to him too. It's like he's not just we've seen the fighting side to him, we've seen the trickster side to him, we've seen like the defeated side to him. Now we saw the honorable side.
He's got honor,
yeah, it's really good.
We also got a glimpse of the one character from the opening who looks like he has the hot for girls. That samurai guy who is apparently amazing.
Yeah, I guess so. I was
like, all right,
alrighty.
Can't wait to see that's more about this guy.
I
love and it's one of those things like they're like the core group is like Yaiba and Sayaka, I think is her name.
Yeah.
They're hilarious together.
Great.
And I love how she's like just leaning into like this is the world we live in.
Yep.
And I love when she's like I do kendo too. And then the one guy grabs her and she's like, you perverts. And I was like,
she beats the crap out
I
of him.
love that. I was like, what a crew. This crew is just gonna get better.
Yeah. And the master going like hard too. He like whips out blades at one
point.
Dude,
that was awesome.
Right?
When he was like, oh, this is gonna be serious, and he's like,
gotta put Yaiba down.
I was
like,
oh. He's so cool.
He's a really cool master. Yeah. I mean, they kill him with the old people in this show. It's like, it's old school anime old people.
That's true.
Ranma did this too a little bit with their old people.
Old school anime too.
And Ranma, he was a super perv. But the like the grandmother from a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
You forgot about her a little bit because Miyamoto's so great.
I can't wait till Miyamoto and her see each other because they definitely know each other.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, for sure.
They like when Miyamoto comes into the building and she's like, oh, the snake thing's like, oh, and he's like, the ladies love me.
The ladies love me. Look at that.
This guy.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, it was overall
animated
just like
so well.
So great. And Yaiba running across the water at the end there too. It was like, oh,
come on, that was awesome.
Kill it. It was fantastic.
I love the things like, how did you get over here?
I was like, oh shit.
And Yaiba going, that was, I wish I could remember the name, Senpoku or something like that, when he just slices right through him. He turns into a regular snake too. That was interesting.
Yeah, I like
surprised
that.
Yaiba let that snake live.
Yeah.
I was going to eat it.
Yeah. Yeah, just let it go. Whatever.
Yeah. But he's like, don't get bigger.
Don't get bigger again. This, I don't know, it's classic, it's old school anime. It's fantastic and a fun and good time to watch. Like,
I also like how they didn't like overzealous the scene too much of him running across the water, only because I guess technically he probably already did it a little bit. Maybe, and we didn't see it because the master was like, we're not going back until you can do it.
Yeah.
So it's
that's a good point. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, he does have a little bit of training there.
So they didn't overzealous it too much.
Yeah.
Which I enjoyed. Really I thought that was really good.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I do like that Sayako is now like the holder of the jewel.
And he's like, give it to me, and she's like, no.
Yaiba, every time the master gave you one rule right now, is like, don't draw the sword for a little bit. Draws it almost instantly. And then tries to control it, the Thunder God, doesn't work. And then when the ball gets knocked out, he tried to do it again.
Yeah.
Like, just after he got taken down.
And I did love when he's like, the ball gets knocked out, and he's just like, huh?
Huh?
Where am I? Yeah, and then he's like, like I was like, Yaiba, what are you doing?
I did like the look on the Master's face though when he took him down the first time, and the lightning just like again. I was like, ooh, this is good stuff.
I did really like when the Master was like, he's like, whatever Gecko name it, but whatever your name is, he's like, I need your help, and yeah, who's also going to be a great character.
Oh yeah, I'm so pumped to watch him do stuff. Oh, they're just collecting a crew now.
The crew is getting good.
It's really good. I'm really excited to see the womanizer sword guy.
Oh, me too.
Because he's great in the opening. The opening, by the way, it's really, really good.
Yeah, I would say
not 2B Hero X. 2B Hero X is good.
My Hero Vigilantes.
My Hero Vigilantes is currently my favorite.
Yeah.
But this might be up there with my second favorite. It's really good.
Yeah, My Hero Vigilante, that's really tough to beat. It's not only like the music rocks, the opening itself is amazing.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Yaiba's Pump Up, though, is really good. What did we have anything good from last season?
Last season?
Soul Leveling was whatever.
Shangri-La Frontier.
Oh, that was really good.
That was a really good one.
That one's really, really good.
Yeah, I know.
That's probably number one.
Yeah,
I don't know. My Hero Vigilantes is
it is really, really
so
good. Yeah,
good.
yeah. Damn, I don't know.
And it never gets my Hero openings do this, where they just get better every time.
My Hero always. I don't think they ever had a bad opening.
That's very true.
They've killed it every single time.
All right, we gotta move on.
All right, yeah. Yaiba's great. Go watch it.
Yaiba is fantastic. Now on to Witch Watch, episode 4.
This show is so friggin' funny.
I love this show. First of all, talk about a fire opening.
I know.
Honestly, should be tossed into the mix because that opening kicks ass.
Sick. It is sick.
Not only animation is better than anything the beginning after the end wish it could do.
Yeah.
It's music rock.
There's a story in itself with the opening, just like Moi pretty much getting trying to babysit every character, even the ones we haven't met yet, and then getting boned by the magic. I was watching it and it's like I never caught the scene where he's like caught in like the comic strip and there's through the TV and the color. He's like, what the hell?
And they're just like,
trying to get back in. It was like, oh, alrighty. So that's just what's gonna keep happening.
First of all, this episode starts out immediately incredible when Ken is like, or Khan, the Tengu. He's like,
Bird boy.
He's like, so why are you here? And he's like, Nico, blah 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 blah. He's like, hey. And he's like, just keeps talking to Nico. He's like, hey, and he's like, blah, 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 blah. And then he's just like, what? And I die laughing immediately. I'm like, their relationship's going to be hilarious. And then I love that the show is like, oh, there's lore of why the relationship sucks.
Yeah, they don't. These peoples don't like each other for weird reasons.
Well, I love that. Like, Khan, is it Khan or Ken?
I think it's Ken.
Ken, right?
Yes.
I think it's Ken.
Because he's a Kenku, right?
He's a Tengu.
Tengu. Never mind. Kenku's from Zelda, right?
Yes. That sounds like it is. I can't think of it.
Or is it from D&D? I don't remember. There's a bird thing that starts
Kenku
with
is
K.
from D&D.
D&D, yeah.
Yeah, they're the raven birds, humanoids you can be.
Okay, yeah.
I think. I don't know. I'll look it up in a second. Just the Tengu. When he's like, his whole reason is like, ogres just don't care about us.
That's it. Yes. He just go. It's like a girlfriend, pretty much. Yes. Just like, oh.
The story of his dad
is chef's kiss.
I was like, the references in this show. First of all, no anime does this. No. So it's so fantastic that what happens. And he's like, my dad was Demon Slayer. And I was just like, what? And then his favorite character is the worst.
The worst one.
Yeah.
One of the worst ones we've had. Like the one that we on the podcast were like, this is the dumbest moon ever.
Yeah, from the from the Swordsmith Village arc.
Yeah.
He was just like, but he was like multiple personalities or something like that.
Yeah, it sucks.
But anyways, he's like, of course that's his favorite character. And he's like, I love these, of course. And then he's like, and then he drinks ogre's tears while he's like, blah, blah. And I like more. He's like, just sounds like he's a Demon Slayer fan.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it sounds like. And it's like, you wouldn't get it.
I just such a ridiculous. And I love when Moi's like, I mean, I don't think anything of Tenku's, blah, blah, and the arrows are hitting him in the back. I was like, these two. And all the show has done so far is add one more character to this trio. There's more to come, especially next episode. And he's already freaking hilarious.
Oh my goodness, yes, they're killing it.
And nothing like Nico to be like, how do I make this worse?
Magical roofie or date We'll call it
Friendlia or something it was called.
Yeah, some nonsense. Yeah, and it's just like, oh, I'm gonna cast a spell. And her magic is so fucking stupid. Like it was like the person that eats this. Next. And then next is gonna be like is gonna be who you're infatuated with, pretty much. And it's like, and the whole scene, I was like, for a second there, I was like, did it make them gay?
Okay, so this is like two things I want to put out real quick. One, I just real quick before that is just I just remembered when Moi's like, he's like, I don't care about you, Tengu, at all. And then Ken just like runs in the hallway. He's like, ugh! And then when she comes in, she's like, oh, we need to look to Zach. He's like, oh, I was in the hallway sulking. I was like, okay. But no, at first I thought that too. It looked like, which is hilarious because like boy love. And I love Ken just like, yeah, what is going on? But then I love when it cut and he's like, Moi's like, come on, dude, let me put my arm around your shoulder, man. Come on. Like total dudes. Like, come on, dude, what have you done? Come on,
man.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Step up, bro. Come on.
And then Nico's like, I don't understand this. I was like,
you
wouldn't get it, Nico.
When he was before he started doing that, when he was like, or maybe when he was doing it, he was like, Ken looks at Nico just like, help me. It's like, well, I kind of want you guys to touch. It was like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, my God. First of all, the whole scene of Nico being like, it's snack time. Here's the snacks. Yeah. And then they're like, this is it.
Yeah, this is all we get.
And then Ken's like, oh, it's just like, no, Mo, you have to eat it first. He's like, there's a lot of rules to this.
Yeah.
But the scene where Ken helps the kids get balloons.
Oh. I think I was listening to you watch it because you had the exact same reaction that I did when he gets the balloon out and you see the pokey sticks fall out. We were both like, oh no.
And I just love the instance of them all eating like, and then it shows them all just arms around with the dog at the end.
Ken Miller was like, that poor dog. How do you he felt?
These characters rock.
Oh my goodness, yeah. They're over. It's over the top comedy, and I'm here for it.
Yeah,
and then over the top comedy, cutting into serious stuff. There
honestly, I'm really interested to see a person who uses this dark magic.
Yes, I'm gonna pause that real fast because I totally forgot to talk about the umbrella.
Oh my gosh, we forgot to talk about Brelly.
Brelly, an important, pivotal character in the show now.
Yeah. First of all, love how Brelly's just totally blowing up Ken's spot.
100%.
It's just like he's just he can't spend money for shit.
He's a degenerate. He's a degenerate. And it's like, what was it? It was like, my rent was too high, and I'm always buying like meals for my younger, or my whatever his junior. So it's like I never had money. It's like, no, actually.
I know. Also, Moi's like, he's just like. And we'll cut real quick to the end, though, when Ken's like, all right, I'll move in with you guys. It's what my mom wanted. I mean, my dad wanted. And then Boy's like, really? And then Brelly's like, he's like, no, actually, he had a monthly apartment himself, but he spent all of his money on blah, blah, blah. And then he's just like, you always selling me out.
What are you doing?
Brelly better stay in.
Brelly is pretty sick.
There's one scene that actually killed me is when the clothes takes over Nico.
Yes.
And they're like, what? A living inanimate object? And then Brelly just pops up in the corner of that shot for a second. Better say in the show.
Oh, 100%.
I don't know how long that magic lasts, but who knows how magic works.
With this show, it could be forever. And she could cast Infinity Spell.
One thing I love is, so when the clothes, which I don't know who was controlling or anything like that, very interesting. Actually, not a kind of cool magic, let's be real. And its eyes are on her boobs. I did like Moy's he's like, why are your eyes in such a weird spot?
Why did you do this?
I love that.
And also, not for nothing, this episode, Ken did a lot. This episode, very good. Moy could 100% kept up with them flying.
Yeah.
He could just kept running and jumping.
I mean, one thing I absolutely love about this episode is that Nico, the entire time, is just like, Moy's gonna save me.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah.
Obviously, we shipped them to like the end of times.
Yeah, through the
which
moon.
I was surprised. Honestly, this episode she didn't have one of her lovey-dovey things, which is pretty interesting. But it was.
She didn't, yeah.
But I did like that because it was more about Moy and Ken.
Yeah, which was fun and all that stuff. When Moy just breaks the dress.
That was awesome. But then hilarious right after.
Yes, right after that, as she's in her underwear.
And I was actually glad they did that very class, they didn't overdo it. Her body is adults by a mile. Oh yeah, for sure. No child looks like that.
So is Moy's, yeah.
Yeah, it's true. But also, I did like how they pointed out too. He's like, aren't you a Tengu? Can't you fly? And he's like, same thing with your horn. He's like, later, after generations, we lost like abilities. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh.
I think the Tengu got boned harder than the Oni there, though.
Yeah.
I just lost a horn. Oh, no. I lost the ability to fly!
His spell was cool. That calls like all those crows to come up.
Yeah, that was really fun. Actually, I like that.
That's actually pretty useful.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, the wind thing was great, too. Especially when he dropped Moy on his head.
Yes. Oh, my. When they're falling and he softly catches Nico and Moy just... And Moy's like...
Go,
I love Moy. He's like, why did you let me land so hard? He's like, you're an ogre. You would have been fine.
You're like, yeah, I knew ogre falling techniques.
Yeah. Also, I just love when the shirt is like, it's like, what? How are you using this umbrella? And then the umbrella's like, I can feel it in my bones. I was like,
every line in this show is just
this show
gold.
rocks.
Yeah, I'm having a great time. I'm not the biggest slice of lifer too. If you are a long fan of the podcast, you know. And I'm just dying laughing with this comedy slice of life nonsense.
I'm taking in the fact that I saw that one comment on the preview on the trailer, and they were like, "Heads up, everybody! This is actually incredible as a manga reader." And like so far, I'm like, "This is awesome!" And there's a lot of characters to be introduced.
Yep.
And like fun story. I kind of like I said, like they're like a whole lore of why they hate each other.
That was really fun. Yeah. Her mom keeps spicing it up too. One, she owns all of Ken's debt right now, and two, she keeps every time. I feel like every episode is gonna be a new freaking prophecy. That's
she's
nothing
not
to do with
really
anything else. No, not at all. Not at all. She kind of sucks. Well, let's be real here. It's Nico's mom. She's probably got some of Nico. You know, Nico probably gets it from somewhere.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see who the villain is because he is definitely previewed in the trailer.
Yeah.
I mean, the opening, but we can't really see.
The opening's really nuts, dude. There's just like so many small things in the opening. Like there's a point where it flashes across Moy's eyes and they're like ogre red.
That's what makes me also think I'm like maybe this is gonna be like it could. I'm not gonna say it's this level yet, obviously, because that's the same. But it could be like the next Spy X Family level thing.
Could be possibly
where it's just like you're like at first you're like this is a lot of fun, and then you're like, I love this.
Yeah,
like this is up a last.
It's very possible.
I'm very interested to meet the new people.
Yeah.
The next episode looks hilarious. There's like this girl who like with her like so it's a black haired girl that we finally get. And first of all, we're gonna get what do we call her? What's Anya's friend?
Becky.
We're gonna get the Becky. She's in this next episode.
Yes, more Becky. Yes.
But the way this episode ended was absolutely hilarious. So Ken's like, "You want to play Yu-Gi-Oh?"
That was great.
And then they're like, "Let's duel!" Whoever wrote this is a genius.
I know. Factual.
All right, let's get to which watch is a must watch. But let's get back the final thing because I know we're gonna talk for a fucking second about this.
Yeah.
One Piece episode.
Oh, hang on. 11. Oh no, I'm gonna mix it up with the anime with the manga. 11:27.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Yes. Egghead Island arc. It's I'm very. To me, this was not a bad Gear 5 episode. Did you think it was?
No.
Okay.
I would say this is like the opening Gear 5. Fantastic.
Yes. Yeah.
Loved it. Chuck and Kizaru was incredible. Gear 5 has those moments still where I'm just like, this is like, if I could ranking Gear 5 out of Luffy's power-ups, it's so low.
In the anime.
In the anime, yeah. Only in the anime.
Yeah.
100% agree. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm really getting to the point. I really think, and I understand why it is happening. It's not, the animation was actually really good in this one.
Yeah, it was nuts.
I hate the tune of sound effects. They take like the fight out for me. Like it's just like this like epic awesome fight that's happening. And all of a sudden you're like, and I'm just like,
yeah.
It's just like, but like I know it makes sense and
Yeah.
it doesn't kill it too much because I thought that, honestly his fight with Kizaru in the second half of this episode was just awesome.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
I did enjoy it. I don't remember it being this long in the manga though.
It definitely wasn't, but that's like Zoro's fight with
That's true.
Bob
They
Lucci is
extended
already
that,
extended
yeah.
this to
They extended
way
that,
farther.
Yeah.
Which Zoro had the line of this episode where he's like, "If this is as strong as you are, there's no way you're gonna face our captain." And I was like, "Rob Lucci,
he's
you
playing with
fucking
Rob Lucci
loser."
right now.
I love it. I think I'm actually glad they made his fight longer.
Yeah, I think it's pretty fun.
And I hope they cut back for a few. I could watch Zoro and honestly, like extending Luffy's like whole thing with like Gear 5. I was enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't not enjoy it. I like it's tough because I think maybe I've warmed a little bit to that. Like I think we talked about. I've warmed up to Gear 5 and the way it looks in the anime. Like when he did the stamp, it was good. We did the throw and all that stuff. It was really good.
The throw was great.
Yeah.
The opening Gear 5, I think, was like that's how I want Gear 5 to be.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, it's just it's I don't know. It's so tough. Cause I don't know what they're gonna do. Like I need to see them do what's coming in order for me to really like have a good idea if they can handle this.
I wish they would just stop all that little extra moves he does.
Yeah,
that's all they
have so much screen time,
and it's just not needed. And we just don't need it. And it's just like
I don't get that.
However, the animation in this episode, Kizaru's alone was just rough.
Blew the budget out on
Ridiculous.
That. Holy
like
moly.
when he's flying over the sea and he like turns himself around with the light. First of all, awesome. And then comes back and then turns into a bunch of the Kizarus and all different forms of light and everything. I was just like, and then they cut to like a Zoro fighting like mad crazy. That was before, but like Zoro fighting like crazy. Did like Luffy is like, you're fighting, you help?
Yeah.
So I was like, no, not with this bum.
Not at all. I don't remember Luffy being like eating the laser beam though either.
That might have happened. That's not the one Sanji kicks.
No.
That's next episode.
Yes.
They should have glimpsed of it.
Yes.
I think it's nice.
Yes.
I just spoiled something. Sorry.
Yes. I'll try and put a spoiler up thing real fast.
But
let's try and not spoil it.
Sanji actually looked cool in this episode.
I did. They made him look like regular Sanji again. Nothing crazy and all that stuff, which is good. Which now we're hyper focused on that.
Yeah.
Sadly. But yeah, it was
I really liked this episode. I thought it was awesome.
I thought it was good. Yeah. I thought it was a really fun episode. I enjoyed
Classic
it.
One Piece. Animation's nuts. Did enjoy when Luffy does catch the light beam or whatever, and Sanji and Atlas's face like, with their eyes like that cracked me up.
I really like Luffy's extended eyes too in this one, where he like when he realized he got like played by Kizaru.
Yeah, see, like that noise I don't mind so much either.
Yeah,
it's like it fits the eyes, but there's just like so when you make the one scene I did like is like when he's like makes that huge cloud fight. Happening.
That was enough.
But like at the start of it, it's like him going through the cloud and it's just like, and I'm like, we don't need this. Like it's just unnecessary right now. Like, and it's just like I don't know. We just Gear 5 is gonna take. The problem is here's what the only thing that's I think I'm gonna have a problem with Gear 5 is like one thing that One Piece does so well is rocks the comedy with the seriousness so well, and this is where it messed up the Kaido fight for me because Kaido's fight was like intense, from the start.
Yeah, it was nuts.
It was super intense, and then it just made it like a joke.
Yeah,
and my worry is that which like not a spoiler, but like later on in this arc it gets very intense.
Yes. And
I'm just like,
I think they might rip the intensity out of it.
And it rips the intent, like fighting Kizaru, whatever. But like, prime example, let's use the kick from 2 episodes ago, or was that 1 episode?
1 episode.
1 episode. No, it was two.
Okay.
He kicks him, and then
that kick, yeah.
The kick that Luffy did. How intense and epic was that?
It was amazing, yeah.
And he's like,
great,
Kizaru, and everyone, and the internet went nuts. We're all like, oh, we said his name, whatever. And it was like intense and awesome. And then the second he goes to Gear 5, it's just like. It's like the intensity is like taken out of it for me. Yeah. Where it's like in the manga, it never was.
No, and it stays intense even with all like the Goonie stuff too. Yeah. Like because it's like Goonie stuff is still in the manga. It's still there. Just not. I think they're over intensifying it for some reason.
I feel like and right now it feels like in the anime when he goes Gear 5, I'm just like okay. In the manga when he goes Gear 5, I'm like, oh, let's go! Like it's the Gear 5.
I feel like too with this, I'll have to go back and reread the.
I'm not done playing this episode. It's animated, incredible.
It was great. It was a good episode. It was just like this is the ongoing Gear 5 thing. That
there was one scene I thought was so awesome was when Bonnie's fighting all those dudes. Animated, incredible.
Yeah, it was great.
But she like ages up a sword and pushes through it.
That was cool.
First of all, not needed to be animated like that, but it was, and it was beautiful and awesome.
So good. But what I was talking about with oh no, I've lost my train of thought. Oh no.
Gear 5.
Yeah, it was Gear 5. I don't remember what I was talking about with Gear 5. I think it's just like, oh yeah, I remember what it is. I feel like in the manga when Luffy's Gear 5, like, yes, he's Goonie, he's Gory and all that stuff, but he's not like so. I feel like they're animating him in this where he's like kind of like at a loss when things are going on. Like sometimes when things are going on. Like when he got played by Kizaru, I don't know. I feel like so much of this episode, granted that yes, it was a big fight and all that stuff. But so much of this episode was just Luffy kind of floating there, and like I don't feel like that's in the manga. I don't feel like this like Luffy being like, oh no, what's going on? What should I do? Sort of thing is in the manga that much. Usually when he's doing Gear 5, like Gear 5 is active the entire time. And he's like doing stuff with it. This one was just like he was doing. I felt like he floated for so much of this episode and didn't do anything. Even though there was a massive fight, I know.
It just does seem like I agree with you. It seems like Gear 5 is like it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Or in the manga, it felt like it did stuff.
It does a lot of stuff in the manga. But
Yeah, so for this, it feels like, I mean, obviously just did something in that episode where I'm pretty sure, yeah, it has to be in the manga that he
has to be, yeah.
ate the laser,
yeah.
which was awesome, objectively awesome. And next episode looks really cool for it. So it's just like, this was a huge needed Gear 5 episode for me.
Yes.
Like, it was like, there's things I'm still not a big fan of Gear 5, but overall, it was like good.
Yes.
It's just, we're going to see when it gets real intense. If it takes a intense epic fight and it like pulls it out into like gooniness, I'm going to be like, I'm done. It's like, I'm not done with One Piece.
As One Piece.
I'm going to be like, I'm done with Gear 5.
Yeah. I'll be
in the anime.
Yes. I'll be over.
I just think Toei doesn't know what they're doing.
I don't know why.
Like, it's just like they're like, we have to make it as ridiculous as possible. It's like, no, just do it normal now. Just do what you did in the beginning of the episode.
I know.
Where he's now in Gear 5.
Yes, that's totally fine. Just do that.
And he just chucks Kizaru, which is awesome.
Yeah, great. That was a great scene. Yeah.
Also, this episode, Edison, the goat, opening up the portal a little bit, the shell a little bit.
It's at 1%, now reclosing.
Yep, so without Edison, the show just doesn't even work.
Exactly. It would not work in any way whatsoever. The Vega tank was good. It was great to see that.
I forgot all about that, honestly.
Yeah. So did I. Yeah, the Cloud tank. It was really, really, really interesting. I enjoyed that. And then those poor Navy soldiers.
Oh, yeah.
Those poor Navy soldiers. If the fan letter taught us one thing, it's that Navy soldiers are really just, they're just there for the ride and hope they don't die. And when all the pacifistas turned on them, I would have shat my pants.
The guy tries to get his gun ready.
It's like, what are you going to do?
Dude, you already saw them take out
CBs.
Six CBs.
That were wrecking your ships.
Yes.
Cannons couldn't take them down.
You couldn't do anything about.
Exactly. But with your little, it just, I think I said earlier, it must suck so much for them being on like the most highly advanced island in the entire world, and they still have like these old timey pea shooters pretty much that they've been using all the way since East Blue.
And then you said like spyglass.
The spyglass, yeah. Vega can probably see like all the moons.
They have computers.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But they're just like me.
Yeah, I will say for any anime watcher, get ready.
Yeah.
From here on out. It's all gold.
Yeah.
I know it's already been gold. And you're like, well, yeah, it's already been gold. No, it has been gold.
You thought you were in a roller coaster, but you know you haven't.
You're about to go from like super intensity to Kuma's backstory.
Yeah, you're not. I wasn't ready. You're not ready.
No, I'm not ready now.
Yeah, it's factual.
Because we talked about it way back. We're like, once they throw in music and shit. Yeah. But next episode.
Pumped.
That was one of those. I already know what's going to happen. But when that 2B continue hit, I was like, no.
I did such a good too with doing the weird
Saint
animation
Saturn.
with Saint Saturn.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh.
Fuck Saint Saturn. Do love how they do the classic One Piece thing where they show you the name of the next episode and it's like Godhead of Science and blah blah Saint Saturn. And I was like,
thank you guys. Thank you for doing that. Yes.
But overall, thank you, Normal Nerd Nation, for listening and maybe even watching another podcast episode. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, and Instagram. Davis is always posting hilarious memes on there.
Also, like and subscribe while you're at it, and leave a rating if you have some time. It helps people find the show.